The cost of freedom for a trio of men, including Superintendent David Chi, is an exorbitant sum. For their purported role in facilitating the illegal landing of an aircraft, the senior law enforcement officer, along with Police Constable Norman Anthony and Peter Friesen, were each offered bail of $150,000. It is alleged that they all had a hand in guiding a single-engine Cessna airplane to a remote location in the Orange Walk district, where it touched down at a makeshift landing strip in the Tres Leguas community.
What has happened is that the Justice Cumberbatch was mindful of taking into account the circumstances of the persons who are alleged to be involved in the matter of landing a plane not at an airstrip or airport which is licensed. I don't think persons involved in the trade will want to go to the international airport or the various licensed aerodromes. But the point is that, first of all, the system works. The judiciary stood up for the liberty of persons who are alleged to have committed very, very serious offenses. In the case of Senior Superintendent of Police, who was in charge of the Orange Walk police formation, he was offered bail in the sum of $150,000, which is a very, very high sum in relation to granting bail to citizens of Belize. Even foreigners are given less bail, but the judge took into consideration that landing a plane, being involved in the matter of $7 million worth of cocaine, which is another word for demons, is one that requires the community to take into account that the judiciary takes a very serious view of the matter.
The interior of the aircraft was gutted and laden with 552 kilograms of cocaine before taking off from Venezuela. The supposed involvement of those officers in that operation is a black eye on the police department.
There will always be situations where police officers will be accused of wrongdoing, but it is a matter for us as a department that when these information manifest themselves, that we do the relevant investigation with a view to either exculpate the officer or to gather evidence that will be sufficient to lay charges or disciplinary action against the officer is concerned. And as it relates to this recent incident, we have an ongoing investigation that is being led by Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Robert Mariano, and Senior Superintendent Sandra Bowden. And they have been tasked to probe as much as they can into this allegation with a view to see if indeed other officers are involved and if evidence against them can be obtained.
This morning, the three men appeared before Justice Francis Cumberbatch. With the exception of Norman Anthony, Senior Counsel Dickie Bradley represented both policemen.
In the event any of the persons involved were to be convicted, that at the Supreme Court level, which is where this matter will be tried, a judge will take into account the quantum of bail and the circumstances involved. So there are two very important principles Belizeans need to bear in mind. Your liberty is very important no matter what is the allegation against you. This is not a trial as to whether the accused persons are innocent or guilty or have been set up or what. This is not. This is just, I'm going to give you back your freedom, but I want certain conditions to be met. Those conditions are you find persons who have land title to support the high quantum of bail that was granted. You're not to interfere with witnesses directly, indirectly, no farm. You must report to the police station on a regular basis every week.
Notwithstanding the arrest and indictment of Chi and Anthony, the Orange Walk district remains a center of activity for the movement of drugs coming into the country.
Yes, we do have increase of police presence in the Orange Walk district. Every week I would sanction operations in those areas with a view to deter criminal activities, including the landing of planes. And I'm pleased to announce that we have a new officer commanding in Orange Walk in the person of Mr. Juanito Cocom. You all know him from Ladyville. He is an outstanding officer, and we believe that with him at the helm, his level of expertise and the professionalism that he brings to the table will help us to be able to restore some degree of public trust and confidence in the work of the police in Orange Walk Town.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.